I'm watching one of the sheep on our farm, and he tells me about how his favorite part of today was scratching his face against a fence and feeling that nice face scratch. A little tickling massage on his face. And that was the highlight of his day, and he rejoices in that, and he celebrates that, and he just treasures and savors that moment. If we could choose to be that easily happy, if we could choose to embrace and appreciate the moments with that depth and clarity and innocent authenticity, so much suffering in our lives could be reduced. The mind constantly trying to solve problems that aren't present, the mind constantly wandering to moments that are not present, the mind constantly overanalyzing and assuming that things should be more than this or different than this somehow. It creates so much unnecessary pain inside of us. And we are worthy of rejoicing in the beauties of life. We are worthy of experiencing these profound moments of satisfaction. We are worthy of basking in the glow of our infinite expansion, moment by finite moment. If we could choose to be so easily content, so easily satisfied, so simply and sweetly soothed within our soul, we could teach our minds to let go of the unnecessary stressors, to let go of the things beyond our control, to let go of the need to change the immediate situation. And in that moment of radical surrender and unconditional presence, we are allowed to create a new sense of peace. We are allowed to find and create space for moments of awe and wonder. We are allowed to expand the depth of our consciousness by deepening our presence with these unfolding moments. For within the unfolding moments lie treasures that the heart can savor for all of eternity, if the mind would simply be still enough to be present with the treasured experience in the first place. There is so much magic surrounding us, and there is so much magic within us. And when we choose presence, a new kind of presence, without conditions, without demands, without expectations, without the need for control, we create space to expand ourselves into the creation of a heaven on earth, into the eternity that we desire. And in these moments of stillness and awe and wonder, we create space for all that we are, and we realize that we have always been enough. And we realize that we are worthy and deserving of our soul's expansion. We are worthy and deserving of the treasures on earth that we crave. We are allowed to experience contentedness. We are allowed to experience happiness. We are allowed to experience joy. We are allowed to experience creative inspiration. We are allowed to experience satisfaction. And in those moments of feel-good sensations, we recover these parts of ourselves that have been ostracized by the darkness and the pain and the suffering, and we return ourselves to our innate wholeness. And in that wholeness, we expand our presence, and in our presence, we expand our wholeness, and then we begin to cultivate this miraculous healing cycle where presence creates wholeness, and the wholeness creates more presence, and it keeps spiraling into a beautiful life with never-ending happily ever afters. Because our happily ever afters are not an ending of a story. Our happily ever afters are these beautiful moments unfolding where we find ourselves fully present, fully and unconditionally in the now, embracing who we are, savoring the experience, finding delicious delectability within the taste and sensations of our own life experience. And in those moments of happily ever afters, we realize that we don't need to wait till the end of the story to find what we are looking for. Our happily ever after does not happen at the end of our story. It happens in the here and now moments where we are able to feel some kind of goodness. And life doesn't have to be all good for there to be moments of goodness. And the more we focus on the goodness, the more that goodness grows in our lives through the energy of our miraculous consciousness. What we focus on grows. Where intention goes, energy flows. And this is what creates the wiring of our brain. This is what enhances the flow of our body. This is what attracts energies into our life. And so the more we can focus on the desired energies, the more we can bask in the goodness of the glow, the glowing goodness of the creation of our lives. Because our lives are storybooks, and we write a new page in the energies that we consciously and unconsciously invest in each day. And when we choose to be conscious in our life and invest our energy consciously, we take full reins, full power in our lives. We harness the pen within the unfolding storybook of our lives, and we have influence in how that storybook gets to be written. We have influence in the energetic unfolding of the storybook of our lives. And we can create happily ever afters in everyday experiences. It's more of a choice than we know. Because a lot of times it's difficult to shift the immediacy of choice. If we have been feeling icky for quite a while, it will be a tough habit to break. But it does not mean that it cannot be broken, and it does not mean that it is not worth investing in. When we choose to reclaim our personal power and choose conscious, energetic investments towards what feels good in our everyday life experience. And I don't mean good in a self-gratifying way. I mean good in a truly deep, soulful, satisfying way. Are you staying true to yourself? Are you caring for yourself? Are you loving yourself? Are you expressing yourself? Are you honoring yourself? Are you respecting yourself? Are you increasing the energetic vibration in your being that creates experience and that you experience? And when you can choose that, when we can choose that, my friends, oh, my brave, beautiful, brilliant soul friends, when we can choose that, we have infinite power in our entire lives through the magic of each and every moment. We are allowed to daydream. We are allowed to play with the energies within us and around us. We are allowed to find new ways to express our truths and heal and transform the stories that are being told inside of our bodies and inside of our brains. Is the story that's being told one of safety and positive sensation? If not, that's okay, because that story can be transformed. I know it because I've done it myself against all odds, against every impossible obstacle, against every doubt within me. I know that this is possible even when it feels completely impossible. Feelings and thoughts are always valid, but that does not make them true. I need you to hear this, soul friends. Thoughts and feelings are always valid, but that does not make them true. You are allowed to have compassion towards every part of yourself without agreeing with every part of yourself. You are allowed to challenge the automated assumptions and reactions within you. It's all allowed. You are allowed to be who you are. You are allowed to be where you are. You are allowed to be what you are. You are allowed to be how you are. And simultaneously, where you are does not need to dictate any aspect of where you are going. The internal, sensational experience of your life beckons the harnessing of your personal power so that your infinite potentiality can be realized. You are worth so much more than you could ever possibly comprehend. So don't worry about trying to comprehend your worth. Simply bask in the infinite glow of it. Simply wallow in the beauty of your worthiness. Simply bathe in the infinite wonders of your deservingness. You don't need to comprehend it, to know it as a feeling. And not a feeling that comes and goes like emotional sensations, but a deep knowing, a truth that has a feeling to it that you can hold on to through all of the ups and downs of life's sensations. I watched a sheep scratch his face against a fence, and he told me about how it was the most amazing moment of his entire day, and his day was really good. And I thought, if only we could all be so easily contented, so easily satisfied, so simply in celebration of this life, of who and what and where and how we are, and the miracles of our tangible, tactile experiences as people, as human beings on this miraculous planet. Mother Gaia holds us and cradles us in the palm of her hand, while Father Sky basks his atmospheric glow above, regulating the energies in the atmosphere to allow for us to continue breathing. And Mother Gaia provides this healing energy that keeps us grounded. There are so many miracles all around us. Every single day, everyday magic is deeply alive. And the more we celebrate that and let go of our worries, the more we harness our power and transform the unfolding storybook of our life. So it is beautiful no matter what we are going through. It doesn't matter the circumstantial specifics. And I'm not saying not to validate that or be compassionately present with that, but I'm saying do not allow that to define who you are and what you are worth. Your experience and your identity are two entirely separate concepts. They are not synonymous. They have nothing in common. They are completely separate elements. They happen to have a relationship with one another, but they are two separate entities entirely. Your identity and your worth have absolutely nothing to do with what you have gone through or what you are going through or what you are feeling or what you are thinking. Your experience has nothing to do with your identity or your worth. And this is allowed to be a truth that outweighs all the other seemingly true things that arise. If I have a thought that this thing happened, so I must not be worth very much, that truth is allowed to fade away in the backdrop of my reality when I harness the power of the truth that my identity has nothing to do with my experience, and my worth is infinite and substantial regardless of the external explicit. Experience doesn't get to dictate who we are or what we are worth anymore. And the automatic sensations may or may not agree, but sensations are just part of the experience, thus not part of your identity or your worth, thus not a part of the bigger truth of who you are. My dear friends, please just take a moment to bask in the glow of all that you are. And this doesn't need to be a list created in your mind. You do not need to defend or explain this to yourself. Simply breathe and admire your breath. Simply look in the mirror and admire the galaxies in your eyes. Simply take a moment to look out at nature and admire how you are a symbiotic part of this miraculous expansion of this life force that is all around us and within us. Simply take a moment to admire the complexities of your consciousness that create the thoughts to begin with. Simply admire your miraculous ability of being a person at all. And just stay in that place of awe and wonder where you extend love to your inner being, where you proclaim your worthiness regardless of what you feel, regardless of what you think. And the more you practice this, the more it will start to feel true. The only reason it doesn't feel true at first is because there is brain wiring that is telling a different story. But the more we create this conscious story of our infinite worth and how our identity is not a part of our experience, is not dependent on our experience, is not a condition to experience, the more we plant energetic seeds that help rewire our brain so we can heal ourselves from the inside out and step into all we are meant to be. You can explore more healing journey magic through content creations on all of our platforms. You can check the links down in the description below to view all the different ways that we share ourselves on various online platforms. Thank you so much for joining this magical, miraculous, everyday healing journey of life. We love you all. Have a beautiful and blessed day.